Hey, it's Sigrid with the Universal Pagan Temple. And, I saw this news earlier today, and then in the middle of the day, it changed. So Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes were let back onto YouTube, which is going to be a bit of a talk about free speech, especially on this YouTube platform. Now, if you're watching on Rumble, that's a different story. But on YouTube, they were originally banned, and I don't have a nice thing to say about Nick Fuentes because of how he's talked about pagans and witches in the past. Alex Jones, very controversial, but now he's more of controlled opposition at this point, especially how he behaved after Charlie Kirk was assassinated. But then, just as quickly as they were let onto YouTube, they were banned again. So it's like this whiplash, and then we're seeing it with Jimmy Kimmel, where he was taken off the air and now he's back on, which is just another whiplash, on both sides of the aisle. And it's just everything feels very uncanny right now. Why would they let two previously banned controversial YouTubers back on the platform after perma-banning them years ago at this point, and then let them back on? Okay. And then why would they take Jimmy Kimmel off the air only to put him back on? And then I'm hearing that he might be taken off again. It's this unpredictability, and I think it's engineered. And again, what I was talking about in my previous video yesterday, where they're making us feel really uncertain at this time to manufacture chaos in order to get us to, accept more government control. And it looks like it's happening through media. And then also, I think it's going to be happening through, taxes and tariffs as well, to accept more control. And, because earlier this year, I was looking at this entire situation and saying, okay, this will calm down. It's not just the tariff situation, but it was, the entire global climate with the issues that not only America faces, but the entire world faces. No, it's only getting worse, and I feel at this point it's controlled chaos for this, this organization that's in control of the government and in control of many governments at this point, for them to create this chaos in order to implement even more control over our lives. And I know this seems funny, you're probably watching this on your phone, and yeah, they've already got a lot of control over us just over having a phone in our pockets 24/7. And then the other thing I wanted to bring up that I'm seeing is that VPNs, the virtual private networks, you may have one, but they're all, a lot of them, like I think up to 9, they're being bought by Israeli companies. And then you see, Israel's putting millions upon millions of dollars for their propaganda. And then you see they're also taking over TikTok right now. And then with the Trump administration, with the Christian Zionists, with their game plan, their long-term game plan of the apocalypse, pretty much, to usher in the next coming of Christ. Yeah, it's not looking like the chips are on the common people side. And when I say common people, I am talking about pagans, and then, in the sense of the word pagan meaning country dweller, bumpkin. It's not looking good for the common man, any of this at all. Um, it's just looking like a lot of chaos that, and it's controlled. And that's why it feels so unnatural. That's why all of our intuitions are going off right now. And I've seen it in the comments section, not only in my videos, but other videos where it's just, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't, you know, I haven't felt settled in a long time. Yeah, and this is the part of the controlled chaos, this, with the controlled opposition, and you see controlled opposition on the left and the right. At least I am, because now at this point I'm just used to being able to see it more clearly now of if somebody's controlled opposition or if they're actually speaking their own truth. And usually if you start following the money and the people that they let on these, podcasts, you can see, how controlled they are. Like, Timcast is a one big example of controlled opposition, because you could see who he's letting on his show, and I understand he's getting all sorts of death threats, but yeah, they're feeding him a narrative that they want him to push. You don't get that big organically anymore. We all know this. If you run a YouTube channel, you know how hard it is just to even get 15 views at this point. But yeah, it's just something to keep an eye on, to hone our intuitions into, and, especially if you're into astrology or an actual astrologer, you can even keep a closer eye on what's going on and what to expect. And this is just going to continue happening for quite a while, I believe, until there's certain patterns that will end, but it won't last forever. So, but thank you so much for watching, and until next time, blessed be.